we can all agree that because this tournament is virtual, people will take advantage of that. People will record their speeches over and over and over again to come up with the perfect speech to send to the judges. There's not really anything we can do about that because we can't control what people do inside their own homes. Which leads me to today's quote. If at first you don't succeed, try again. This quote is basically saying that we should not give up on something we're passionate about just because we fail the first time or the 50th time we do it. This can be exampled in two key areas. Firstly, a personal story about a cross-country runner knocking down barriers to get to a place where he wanted to be and prove himself worthy for the cross-country team. And secondly, the Battle of Midway and how America handled it. Firstly, let's discuss Danny Diaz. Danny Diaz was a young Latino boy attending high school in the 80s in the middle of nowhere, McFarland, California. He was from a very large and impoverished family who literally had to make their living in the fields. He was on a cross-country team. Everyone else on this cross-country team, however, were faster than him, fitter than him, slimmer, better. At least that's what they thought. Because although Danny did not possess these key attributes to be a great runner, he possessed something greater than that. Willingness and determination, which ultimately paid off for him in the end. He helped their team make state championship, which is already impressive. But at the end of the race, when everyone was getting really tired and losing hope, Danny said, I cannot let this happen to my team. He took the race into his own hands and pushed himself farther than he ever thought he could. By doing this, he single-handedly saved the McFarland cross-country team and also made them win first place in the state championship in 1988. It was due to his willingness to learn from his mistakes and willingness to try over and over again, despite failing many times throughout the season to meet his own standards. Because Danny Diaz wanted to impress his teammates and not let them down, he was able to push himself farther than he ever thought he could. Similarly, let's talk about how America handled the Battle of Midway. The story goes that America had 4 fleets during the Battle of Plains. The Japanese had ships with giant cannons that had to be manually preset before a round in a battle. Kind of like a video game, honestly. And America sent their first 3 fleets of planes in flying low. What a coincidence! The Japanese cannons were pointed directly at them because they had aimed them low. So all 3 of those waves got destroyed. For the 4th wave, America had a difficult decision. They could aim high, fly high, and hopefully not die, or take a risk and stay low. Stick to what they knew. They chose the second option, surprisingly. The Japanese were not expecting that. The Japanese had aimed their cannons, high because they thought, no way America's going to do the same thing over and over and over again. But that's exactly what they did. And because of that, they were able to single-handedly win the day and push themselves beyond what they thought they could do. This battle cemented America as an arch nemesis of Japan and a force not to be reckoned with during the war. These two examples of Danny Diaz and America during the Battle of Midway are both examples of entities not giving up in times of hardship, trying their best, failing over and over and over again, and learning from those mistakes, but also taking risks, pushing themselves beyond what they thought they could do. This brings me back to taking multiple recordings of a speech. Although it's technically against the rules and you shouldn't do it, a lot of people do, which has one unseen advantage. People are able to learn from their speeches. People are able to improve again and again and again. The third attempt, fourth, fifth, sixth, until finally they are able to produce a speech that they are happy with and see success. Thank you for your time.